that is spread. Now, spread is an interesting one because what it is actually describing is the variation that we are seeing in typical values of our sample. The typical values is also called the middle 50%. When we remember how a box and whisker graph is structured, each section is 25%. So this here is 25%, this here is 25%, this here is 25%, and this here is 25%. So in total, our box, or IQR, interquartile range, is 50% of our data. It is half our data. It is typically what we would expect to see. So when we are having a look, we are looking at the variation, the spread of the middle 50%. And we can see in this sample that the great spotted kiwis have a greater spread of the middle 50% than the North Island brown kiwis. This indicates that the great spotted kiwis may be more varied in the population overall compared with the North Island brown kiwis, which may be less varied and more clustered. This, as you know, would link with the shape where we identified the cluster of data for the North Island brown. We can then introduce our values where we're looking at the interquartile range or the middle 50% of the data. So we take the upper value, the upper quartile, and subtract the lower quartile, which gives us a difference in terms of the brown spotted kiwi to 1.24 kilos for the middle 50% of our sample, our interquartile range. And for our great North Island brown kiwis, we've got our 2.9996 and our 2.19, which gives us an overall difference of 0.77 kilos. So the variation range for North Island brown is almost half that of the great spotted kiwi. After doing some research, I identified that kiwis have a distinct difference in weight of males and females, which could influence the variation of typical values. If we had a larger sample, we would likely have a clearer indication of the typical values and of the range for each of the species.